Maybe Ted can bring us new music. Live from your ESG. Oh, what happened?
Oh no, the music died.
Oh. From your ESG Whirlpool dishwasher, which sucks.
Oh. The way to start us off on an upper.
It's a Business Pants Friday show here at June 2nd Lane Studios, featuring all your favorites. Are the Data Queen. That's really it, I guess. No, Jessie the Money Whisperer.
I'm back. Hello.
Yeah, Jessie's back from Norway, although she did the show yesterday because you were too busy.
And BS Man, that's Matt Moscardi.
Something. What were you doing yesterday?
Oh man, so we are very actively rehearsing for we have 4 Fringe shows. The Business Pants Corporate Theater starting Saturday.
That's right, Fringe.
And it's a bit of a shit show, let's just say. A bit of a shit show. All right.
Unlike today, where we have our Friday show. Are you ready for this at all? You seem...
I'm vaguely ready. Today in today's weekly wrap-up, we talk about gay chicken wars, Indian batteries. I wonder who's talking about that. Bobby Kotick is still Bobby Kotick. Oh, and the motherhood penalty. That sounds uplifting.
That sounds exhausting already.
That's a classic hit.
I know. This is like a greatest hits album.
Come on, let's get to it. Come on.
All right, let's do this thing. Who's going first? Damien, you go first.
Story of the week. Woo-hoo! I hate that music too. I hate all our music. I hate that sound effect. I find that to be distressing.
You just
Remember when he
hate
called
your
us
dishwasher.
surly in pre-production?
Yeah.
He called us surly.
Yeah. You just
I'm
hate
not
your
surly
dishwasher,
towards the
it's fine.
3 of you though. You guys are surly co-workers. I'm surly towards the rest of the world. I'm looking for camaraderie. You guys don't offer it.
To any of our listeners, either on the live stream or like the podcast listeners, if you know how to fix a dishwasher, please get in touch with Damien so that we can have shows again.
Yeah, I'm right by Woodford's Corner in Portland, Maine, so come on over. The door's open actually. All right, here, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Chick-fil-A enters the woke wars. Chick-fil-A.
I love this. I
mean,
already love it. It's already the story of the week. Do we need to say anything else?
And even Fox News is asking if the culture war has gone too far because this is their beloved company, right? They're the homophobic, church-loving. They're even closed on Sundays of all things. Chick-fil-A, they have a...
That makes them authentic, though, right?
Sure,
Like,
whatever.
they're closed on
Ari.
Sunday.
Makes people hungry on Sunday. They have a DEI. Not only do they have a DEI policy, they have a VP of DEI, and they don't discriminate against gender affirmation, gender identity. So yeah, it's a big crap show. So Fox News is confused. On top of that, Donald Trump admits out loud that Republicans don't even know what woke means.
I think he doesn't know what it means.
Well, nobody really
Nobody knows.
That's
Yeah, no one's
Nobody
defined
knows.
it. It just means like shut up women, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's gays.
Gays,
Women are
blacks,
sort of
women.
secondary.
Well, right
Jews.
now it's gays. It's June, but
Right now.
It's
That's
June.
true.
It's
Good
June.
point,
That's
Ari. Good
true.
point. No, because they were mad at Miller Lite, who had a feminist commercial. So it's not just gays.
But
All right, moving on.
they're
Yeah.
not on the ban list. I think Miller Lite survived the ban list.
Number 2 story of the week: shareholders are saying stuff. I don't get a
Anything
bill
in-
for
what
that.
kind of stuff?
Yeah, anything specific?
Okay, according to reports, this is at a lot of different magazines, Fortune, Variety, blah, 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 a lot of different websites. Hollywood writers who are on strike were mad at Netflix, so they told shareholders to vote against CEO pay, right? To say no on say on pay, and they are giving the union credit for voting down say on pay at Netflix. Shareholders rejected executive salaries at Netflix at the meeting this week. And I'm thinking, is this the start of something? Or, I mean, Netflix is one of the few things that people pay attention to. Could this be an entry into the world where people realize that they can there's an alternative democracy they can vote at?
Back up. You're
Yeah,
you're
go.
basically saying that
I'm not saying.
it's a bunch of leftist liberal writers who are the reason
Well,
say on pay and
yeah.
not Strive Asset Management, and they're like saying no to pay everywhere. That's what you're saying?
I suppose that's what I'm saying. But this is this seems like pretty big news. I guess it's like are we one step closer to making this a popular thing?
Right. I like the fact that Say on Pay is on the Hollywood Reporter, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They're writing about it. They're writing
Yeah.
letters.
Yes.
That's good.
Are they writing
Absolutely.
about it because they're losing everywhere else? And you have to find something that sounds like you're winning.
Well, they found something, and it's going
They
to
gotta
bring a
pull
lot
all
of
the levers.
attention.
Do
Yeah,
you
there's a
think
lot of attention now on this.
Do you think this is just because they had Succession is over? Now we have to talk about governance somewhere else in Hollywood?
That's my number 4 story of the week. Don't jump the shark there. Well, and I will say, to Netflix's credit, they have the most horrible executive structure. They have not only have 2 co-CEOs who make way too much. Their former CEO is still on the board, executive chair, making
Yes.
way too much. So they basically pay 3 CEOs so I can watch terrible TV. So there you go. That's the number 2 story of the week. Number 3, I don't expect anyone to vote on this, but it was a light week, and I feel like I have to put this on my list. Elizabeth Holmes started her prison sentence on Tuesday.
Yeah.
CEO Elizabeth Holmes.
Jail.
Pretty wild. Really, when you think about it, it's pretty
couldn't
wild.
have another kid to delay it again.
I know. It's like
2 didn't
she
work.
really did not think that one through.
Yeah.
You know, to be an inmate in that jail,
What would that be like, Ari?
I would try to befriend Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, actually, there was
For
an
sure.
article. Out of the Wall Street Journal, the headline says, I like that you said that, Ari.
Uh-huh.
According to the Wall Street Journal, this isn't like, Ed's website. Some inmates are looking forward to her arrival and becoming her friends.
Wow.
Ari!
Wall Street Journal
What
there.
that says about you, Ari.
Not great.
Either.
I'd be with you. I'd probably would try to make friends with her too.
Yeah.
Do you think
I
she's going to
mean-
put on a low voice when she's in prison?
Do you think she
No, she's Liz now.
in
No.
prison?
Or
No.
yeah, will she be Liz?
No, she's
I-
Liz now.
I think she's gonna have a new personality for prison.
Yeah, prison Liz
Prison
Prison
Liz.
Liz.
is like prison
It'll
Mike
be a
in the
new
office.
voice.
This
finally.
could be a show. This could be a new show if only we had writers.
That's true. Well, we have Sam Altman in his chat GPT. And finally, the 4th story of the week that Matt alluded to. Probably the biggest ever ESG show. I can't imagine there'll be a bigger ESG show. A bigger corporate governance pop culture phenomenon than HBO's Succession. They had their final episode over the past weekend. I won't give any spoilers, although I'd kind of like to because I'd like to ruin people's...
No,
okay.
I haven't started the show yet.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, you
I'm
haven't
only
started the
I'm
show.
only on episode 1.
Oh wow, that's really riveting
Don't
stuff.
spoil
So the 2 people at the company that are purporting to like trying to enter into an ESG 2.0 world, like they haven't even seen, they don't care.
I mean,
I just
It's
don't watch a
very
lot of
intense.
television. I'm sorry.
Well, this is actually, you should watch this, Ari. This really does corporate governance
wait
like
a minute,
nobody
wait.
ever will. Nobody
But-
ever will.
but isn't this like a doctor watching ER? Like it's like like if you're a doctor, you don't need to watch ER. You basically spend the entire time picking apart what's wrong with it. We're governance data people.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
Do we
don't
need to
agree.
Watch this?
I think doctors watch ER, don't they? What do they do when they get drunk?
No, they do not.
Okay.
They watch home
watch
decorating
Scrubs.
shows.
They watch Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
There it is. 4 stories of the week. Do you want to recap?
Yes, please.
Oh, let's
I
recap.
forgot.
shall
Chicken,
we?
the Chick-fil-A maybe is killing the woke corporation wars. Even Fox News is confused. Sam Pei getting a little bit more sexy. Sam Pei rejected at Netflix because Hollywood writers are pissed. Elizabeth Holmes started her prison sentence, and the biggest corporate governance show ever, Succession, is over on HBO.
This one feels really easy to me. There's
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
one
go
correct
with
answer.
Chick-fil-A because I like that they're confusing people.
Yes, and that is the one correct answer. So good,
Well, I guess,
Jesse. Say
Jesse, did your
something
vote
else.
matter, Jesse?
Doesn't
Yes,
matter
it
at
does,
all.
Jesse.
say something now.
What
Pick
would
a
your vote
different
have been,
one.
Jesse?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's
Really?
right.
Yeah, I was gonna vote Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's a sweep.
You gotta
Chick-fil-A
get
is
it
the
out
winner.
fast, so
And
you
by
don't
the
get
way-
accused of copying.
I just let Ari go first. I just kind of sit here and let the storm pass and then collect my thoughts.
By the way, I don't know why you guys are mad at Jessie, but you didn't have to lower her mic that much. I mean, I for one enjoy listening to her.
I turned her mic off entirely.
Okay. All right, that's it. Story of the week, very easy. The Chick-fil-A has a robust DEI policy with a VP
Yeah.
of DEI who was a black man. Everything's going crazy.
That's it.
Come on, Ari, cheer us up.
Gotcha.
It's not gonna happen 'cause it's all batteries.
Goodliest of the week.
Of the week.
The data queen. Come on.
Here we go. Number 1, India pauses plans to add new coal plants for 5 years. They bet on renewables and batteries.
Woohoo!
So on Wednesday, the Indian government announced that it will not consider any proposals for new coal plants for the next 5 years.
What about
And they
5
will-
years?
Because they do this every 5 years, and I guess 5 years ago they didn't say this.
5-year plan. Got it.
India is currently relying on coal for around 75% of its electricity.
Wow. I did not know that.
And
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot of people over there. More than the people in Connecticut.
Well,
What? No.
it's the most populous country, but it's also the world's 3rd highest emitter. So this is a huge deal that they're saying they're taking a pause, just like, some people want to take a
75%.
pause on AI. They're taking a pause on new coal plants and
All right.
refocusing.
You just picked this one because of the batteries bit.
Yeah, come on. Let's
I
be
didn't even
honest.
say anything about batteries.
It's in the headline.
All right. Well, lots of environment things this week.
Okay.
I really like this headline. Steel built the Rust Belt. Green steel could help rebuild it.
Okay.
A study by the Ohio River Valley Institute found that
Boo.
a transition, they're actually pretty progressive, a transition to green steel, which is steel manufactured using hydrogen generated with renewable energy, could grow total jobs supported by steel making in western Pennsylvania and the Ohio region
Mm-hmm.
by 27 to 43%, which is actually
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's how many jobs are estimated to be lost.
Okay.
in
And those are
that
good jobs,
region.
too. Those
Yeah.
aren't like Dollar General jobs.
Exactly. And the steel industry generates 7.2% of all carbon emissions worldwide. So, industry, steel, is really important in us trying to not die from the
So-
world being on fire.
So your second goodliest story of the week is a study. That's it. It's just a study.
It's a
'Cause
study
Here's
that
Because
has
I think we
an
knew this.
economic promise
Okay. All right.
to
Okay.
a region of the country that is always whining about, stuff.
a little whining.
I'm glad
Spoiler. Yeah. Spoiler alert. I'm not voting for that one. That's a spoiler alert.
I'm glad she picked this just to hear her defend it.
Look, I like it, Ari, but I'm not feeling any action coming out of here. But
Well, the two
This is
the
the
first
business case.
two headlines, all I heard was plans and could. That's all I heard in the first two headlines.
yeah,
No, India did a thing. They said no.
they're
to
pausing. I
nuclear.
guess pausing
they
is a
Guess
thing.
paused.
it hasn't
Okay,
really
so
been a good week.
paused and could.
They're
She can
playing
only work with what
green
she
light, red
has.
light.
No, that's not true, Jesse. What
Well-
else you got, Ari?
You guys are definitely not gonna like my third headline.
I might.
U.S. Congress averts historic default, approves
Yeah.
debt limit
Yeah,
suspension.
that is
I
good,
don't care.
Leah's.
Congress needed to act by June 5th. It is June 2nd today, right? Is
Wow.
today June 2nd?
Yes.
Well, anyway, yesterday the Senate approved the bill that had been passed on Wednesday by
Don't
the
go
House.
by
I'm
that
still
rule.
doing green light, red light with my arms.
Good.
So
Practicing to be a mother.
all is good in the hood, and
Right, I
no
suppose.
That's not
defaults.
in the production
So,
notes.
Yay!
Oh, it is.
Oh boy, someone better vote first. I'm not feeling. I'm not like.
Oh
I'm
my
not feeling
God.
any. I'm not feeling. I want
No.
Jesse. I want Jesse to talk me into something.
I just can't believe that you didn't think that India, the 3rd largest emitter in the world, saying no new coal plants is not a big deal.
Well, I would like to know what their plans are to replace that 75%. I don't really. The pause sounds
Renewables.
right, but are they targeting the coal, the existing coal, or they're just not building new coal? I can't really
They're
figure
not
it all out.
building new coal.
Okay.
They're currently not targeting existing coal, they are targeting new renewables to, and this is a wide range,
To replace
power-
coal?
So
they're not-
their
They're not
energy-
promising to wind down operations of existing coal plants.
Correct, because
a
their
problem.
energy demand is going to keep growing.
Well, just
So
stop
they
demanding
need
energy.
to stop having babies.
Hand
India.
out condoms.
Stop
Yeah, thank
trying
you.
to bring electricity to homes that currently don't have any.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll vote. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
vote the-
Jesse, talk me into something. I'm not feeling
I'm
it.
voting the debt ceiling. I'm not really gonna talk
Yes,
you into
that
it. I'm
is
just
correct.
gonna vote
That
it.
is the correct
Why?
vote. I don't.
Why,
Because
Matt?
I'm scared
Yeah.
what would have happened if they didn't. I've been hearing
Right.
some financial analysts say some scary stuff, so I'm just like, ugh, glad we don't.
Why does
deal
Jesse
with
sound like
that.
she's in a tissue box today? What?
I don't know.
It probably has
Oh,
something
no.
to do with the fact that I can't actually hear. I can only hear Damien and not you guys.
Oh, that's a good start. Are you still in Norway? I don't actually see you. Matt, why the debt deal? Why is that so good?
Because the
Now
hard,
everybody can shut up about it.
the hard
Is that
right.
right?
Yeah. First of all,
That, okay, I vote for that.
yeah. First of all, the hard right Republicans, the conservatives, who were happy to like throw the global financial system into total
Mhm.
chaos to make a point, lost. Kevin McCarthy's probably going to get ousted as speaker because
Like
they
that.
gave themselves that out.
Fair protection.
And everyone's saying that this is actually a Biden win somehow.
Well, I mean, look, this is the ongoing farce of it all. Is that Biden seems to be good at a lot of stuff, but he gets recognized for none of it.
Yeah, he actually
Just
seems to be
because
good
he's
at this.
old. That's it. Just because he's old.
Yeah, we're
But
ageist.
yeah, it does seem like a
Well,
win for
you know,
Biden
I'm
this
a little
one.
okay
Yeah, all
with it.
right. Another boring clean sweep.
And
Goodliest of the week. U.S.
Don't
Congress
worry.
reverts historic default.
I will make
Apologies.
the asshole of the week is going to be another clean sweep. Are you ready?
Really?
Yes, I am guaranteeing.
A
this is-
promise. I like this.
This is the fastest show. for Friday
Good.
ever done. All right, we got 3 assholes for you to choose from this week. First
Ooh.
up, thank you, Mark, for coming back
Which
to
Mark?
us.
Which Mark?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh.
Here's the headline: Meta just threatened to block news on Facebook and Instagram
Oh,
if
good.
California's journalism bill passes.
Do it. I love it.
Don't threaten. Do it.
This is great.
Do it, you asshole.
Block
This
your
is-
whole system. Block your whole company.
Also, Meta didn't
Yeah.
threaten. Mark threatened.
Oh.
The headline
Thank you.
says
Thank you.
Meta
Thank you.
threatened to
Fix
block
that.
news on Facebook and Instagram. It should read Mark threatened to block
Mhm.
news on Mark and Mark if California's journalism bill passes.
It is.
okay?
What is this journalism bill? I haven't heard of it at all.
So the bill is set up to pay
Oh,
news
no.
organizations for
Oh.
news that gets sent out on Facebook.
Oh.
So socialist.
So it's the same bill that passed in Australia. Zuckerberg's been fighting with Australia
Threatened them
ever
too.
since. Threatened
Mhm.
them too. But this is his playbook. This is the asshole playbook. It's
Mhm.
like, okay, fine. We'll just pull out. We're just not going to let you see any news then. And they're threatening to shut it down
Sounds great.
everywhere. It's like, do it. Do it.
People
Thank
don't don't rely on Facebook and Instagram anyway for your news. I mean, what are we doing here?
So that's asshole number
Come
one.
to us.
Welcome back, Mark.
Come to our new platform.
I missed
When's our platform due to drop, Matt?
June 18th. is
Come to our
is
platform
date.
for news. Don't go to Facebook.
But I just like that Mark Zuckerberg's back in contention for asshole of the week. It's been a while.
He's also releasing
Shredded Mark is back.
Shredded Mark. Yeah.
Isn't he
mentioned
releasing
the
some
show
like
yesterday.
augmented reality goggles this week or something like that?
Hey,
Yeah.
VR headset.
we'll talk about that later.
Oh, sorry.
I
Is
guess
that all-
you
is
just
that
front-run
coming?
Ari.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's coming.
Another spoiler.
All right, number 2 asshole of the week. Thank you, Bobby, for
Oh.
coming back to us.
This is the worst. This is the worst.
Here's the headline: Bobby Kotick breaks his silence. Embattled Activision CEO addresses toxic workforce claims as Microsoft deal hangs in the balance. Okay,
Yeah.
here's
and he
some
brought back embattled.
embattled. Yes, he's embattled. We haven't seen embattled in a headline in a while.
No, it's been
Bobby
a while.
hasn't been a
I
headline
missed
in a
it.
while.
So we've got Mark back. We got Bobby back. Here's a quote from Bobby. We've had every possible form of investigation done.
wonder
and
why,
We did
yeah.
not have a systemic issue with harassment ever. We
Mhm.
didn't have any of what were mischaracterizations reported in the media. But what
Mhm.
we did have was a very aggressive labor movement.
He
working
blamed labor.
hard
He
Wow.
did
to
it.
try and destabilize the company. In one sentence, in
He
one
blamed
thought,
labor.
he said
One breath.
that it wasn't sexual harassment, it was labor. It's the employee's fault for all
Dis-
the harassment.
Despite people being fired for sexual harassment, paying fines for sexual harassment.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
But it was labor's
I
fault.
want to know all the possible forms of investigation.
Yeah,
Like-
all of them.
Well, they're
I had
all
an anal probe. I had somebody like hit that little hammer on my knee.
The knee jerk.
It didn't. There was no harassment there. Like it had all the forms, but it was this line that got me going,
Mhm.
because he said they point out in the article that he has no control of his company through voting rights, and his quote is: "This is Bobby Kotick talking to Variety
mistake.
magazine. He
Mhm.
says, quote." No board of directors in a non-controlled company is going to allow the CEO of an enterprise to stay running the enterprise if those things were truthful.
Except for this one.
Wow.
Except for this is a board sabermetrics,
Yeah.
you are an asshole moment.
Can't say
Yeah.
that.
Because Bobby Kotick, according to board sabermetrics data, 56% of the board influence.
Yep.
His best friend, Brian Kelly, who's his actual best friend. Like they went to college together. I think they were roommates. Like they actually are best friends. Was been on Kotick's board for 27 years.
Wow.
And has 14% of the influence.
Definitely independent, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, in the ranking of best friends, Bob Morgado is maybe his second BFF,
Oh.
and he has 12% of the influence. He's
Oh
been
my
on the board
God.
for 25 years.
Ew.
Wow. So right
And-
there is an 82%
That's your whole board right
influence
there.
block.
Get this: there's a third Bob,
Oh.
Bob Cordy, who's been on the board for 19 years. He's only got 3% influence. All three of those people have never been on another board. This is basically their only job. This is what they do. So Board Sabermetrics says, like, not only do you have like your three best friends on the board, you've been with them for 20 plus years, but none of them have another job. Like they all just hang out with you. So it's like a
Wow.
band, three Bobs and a Brian. They've been together for this long. 85%
Systemic
of the board
band
power.
of harassing assholes.
So let's recap the quote.
Yeah.
No board of directors in a non-controlled company is going to allow the CEO of an enterprise to stay running the enterprise if those things were truthful. Well, what if that board of directors are all your best friends?
Well, did you drop the
What
part where it
fucking
says
asshole are you?
did you drop the part that said except Activision Blizzard?
He did not add that to the quote. So
Yeah, I have a similar stat later on in the show, and it's very similar to what you just pointed out, Matt. And this, to me, this is one of the number one reasons why you would use board sabermetrics and buy board sabermetrics because you go to I went to MSCI for my ownership data. Nothing against MSCI, but it doesn't tell the full picture. Just your
mean-
ownership stake does not tell the picture of who actually controls these companies.
yeah, because it's not a controlled company.
And
It's one
MSCI,
share, one
and
vote.
again, nothing against MSCI, ISS, all those companies, they have no way of capturing who actually
No,
controls
it's
these
okay.
companies.
We can just be better. So number one was Mark. Number two is Bobby. They're coming back home to roost.
How
an
you
asshole of the
how you
week.
gonna create a bigger asshole than Bobby? How?
Here's how. And
All
this
right.
is the clean sweep.
No, I don't know.
I'm going to say this is possibly the assholiest headline duo of all time. And I
Okay,
am
go
not
ahead.
exaggerating.
Go ahead.
First headline. AI chatbot will replace human helpline workers at National Eating Disorder Association. We talked
don't
about
get
this on the
that.
show yesterday.
I don't get that.
So there are a half dozen or a dozen employees at National Eating Disorder Association.
Mhm.
They have an information line for people with eating disorders. They agreed to unionize because they were so burnt out. So the
They were fired.
association fired them
Aw.
and replaced them with an AI chatbot.
Oh, my God, so depressing.
1 day later, this
Yeah.
headline, National Eating Disorders Association disabled AI chatbot after it gave dieting advice.
Ooh.
Oh,
During a 35-minute
Oh.
exchange with a user, the AI recommended tracking her calorie intake and
I
daily
do that.
weigh-ins
yeah.
according
Daily
to
weigh-ins.
screenshots. And the AI said a realistic weight loss goal is 1 to 2 pounds a week. This is the advice it's giving to
Oh.
people with eating disorders,
Oh.
anorexic,
Programmed this
anorexia,
thing.
bulimia. It said
Oh
lose
my
some weight.
God.
It left out, the AI did
Oh
not
my
say
God.
lose weight fatty, But I mean, are we, or like this is we?
But that
we,
is what the
we
person would
hope
read.
To, we
And how
hope
was
to
this-
fucking replace the humans with this?
And Matt, how was this reported? Did the user complain and then they shut it down, or were they monitoring the?
They shut it down after media started testing the
Okay.
chatbot, and it
Yeah,
started.
they put it on social media.
and-
It went viral.
People were putting it on social media.
What a
and saying,
weird
like,
idea! What a terrible weird
So-
idea!
What a terrible idea.
They get an AI chatbot to replace humans who want to unionize because they're burnt out, and they use AI and they say, "Fine, we can do this with AI." And then, like within the same week, they have to turn the AI chatbot off because it's telling anorexics and bulimics to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week.
Why couldn't they at least hire Hollywood writers to man the to run the lines? To
All
run
I'm
the
saying
phone
is,
lines?
I'm not sure you can top that for Ass
Well,
earlier this week.
I agree, but it's actually not my vote. I mean, come on,
Aw.
you threw like red meat at me by bringing Bobby back in my world, so I can't. That his quote and the one that the part that you focused on and your data that backed it up, like I can't. To me, I can't go beyond that.
Bobfluence.
I just like
3 Bobs and a bride.
I read several articles on this. Just that his like post-truth way of just like denying anything happened is it's
So
maddening,
gaslighting.
and especially since it's not like he's not like denying that like the AA batteries they made didn't last as long as they promised. Like this is like sexual harassment running rampant through his workforce. I mean, this
Yeah.
is like serious
I mean,
stuff.
lest we forget, we covered it here. The Cosby Suite was the
Yeah.
thing that they had.
Oh,
This is
They
serious,
had-
serious stuff. I mean, for him to just deny it and to blame the labor movement, just like the national, what is it,
The
eating disorder
National Eating
association.
Disorder
Everyone's
Association.
just mad at the labor for everything. So they're
Yeah.
yeah.
It's it's our employees' fault. So those are your 3: Mark, Bobby, and National Eating Disorder Association AI.
Well, I'm sorry to
There's-
ruin your clean sweep, but I'm going Bobby Kotick.
Wow.
Wow. Well, the last one is such a train wreck from the beginning with the union busting that ends up with your chatbot doing the one thing they shouldn't be doing. Like this
Only
is
thing.
just the dumbest
Unbelievable.
unfolding of events ever. So that's my vote for sure.
It is horrible too because it's a nonprofit organization. Labor probably wants a bit more benefits, a bit more pay. Why not just like write
had-
another grant and help pay these people?
They
Like,
had
what's the big deal?
Seven
What's the big deal?
full-time employees and something like several hundred volunteers who would
Host
take phone
another
calls.
fundraiser. How about that? Like,
And they-
is that a big deal?
It's something. So Jesse, you got a tiebreaker here.
Yeah, I'm going with the
Shredded Mark.
National Eating Disorder Association.
Oh, boo!
story.
You're both
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, I
both
feel
wrong.
like it really highlights our misunderstanding of mental health problems too in America, because to think that you're gonna substitute an AI chatbot, like I had this in Exhausting Us before I realized Matt had it, but like it's just totally misunderstanding that these people also need human connection and the connection of meeting with a real person on a chat line. Like you're on this chat line because you are in probably one of your most vulnerable states. Like this is one of your last ditch efforts to try to find information about this. And you're just going to be talking to a bot that is further going to just give you the worst information you could possibly get.
It sounds like you're saying AI is not capable of empathy.
No,
which
right,
I-
exactly.
Yeah.
makes me uncomfortable as a tech startup.
But where you're both wrong is it doesn't highlight our data.
I understand that.
Damien's just selling. All right, that means we're back to Exhausting Us of the Week because we have an asshole, and that asshole is AI.
Oh, it's not Jesse? Oh. You're lucky, Bobby. You somehow avoided. Yeah. Jesse.
All
Oh, back
right.
from Scandinavia. The great Jesse Scanlon.
I am. I'm back. I'm here to exhaust you. And I have a couple
Mission
of.
accomplished.
I think all of these topics are things that I have touched upon, but we're going to revisit them because, again, this is exhausting us.
Well, it feels like a big rehash week.
Yeah.
Bobby and Mark are back in assholes.
Yeah.
Batteries are back in India.
Oh,
True.
batteries are
Elizabeth
always
Holmes
back.
is back in story of the week, and now
Yeah.
you're going to talk
AI
about.
chatbots are being unempathetic.
Please tell me that microplastics are somewhere in exhausting us.
Well, PFAS
Forever
are.
chemicals,
oh,
maybe.
forever
PFAS are,
chemicals.
so
All right, thank
You're going to be
God,
happy.
Yes.
All right. First
Forever chemicals.
headline. Okay, the audience is rowdy today. First headline: Understanding the motherhood penalty and what it means for women's finances.
Oh,
So,
boy.
obviously, this isn't new. We know that women's careers are affected by taking time off if they want to start their family during their career and time in the workforce. But there's been a recent Harvard study that's come out, which is what this article is based on, and it reveals that hiring managers are less likely to hire mothers than women that don't have kids.
What?
Hide
And
your
the same
kids.
study reveals
Yeah.
that
When that kid comes out, you
fathers
put it in a box.
Hide it. You don't tell anyone.
fathers
You take off your wedding ring.
don't pay the same penalty.
I'm kidding.
So this is very one-sided. And further, one thing that this article highlights is that it actually impacts the mother's long-term wealth,
Of course.
which is exacerbated by the fact that women live longer than men. So not only do
Oh.
we not have the chance
Get
to,
life insurance on your heterosexual partner, women.
Yeah, so we don't have the chance to earn and amass as much wealth over our careers as men do. And we live longer. So what the hell? What does that leave us doing? We're going to just be
Just
sitting
work a little
around in our
longer.
house eating Cheerios and ramen at 80?
Here's what you do.
That's
Here's what you do. You get a great
Mixed
life
together.
life insurance plan on your partner, and you put Forever Chemicals in their cereal.
Here's
I have different pans for Rob to use while he
Exactly.
cooks than I use.
here's what I don't
Exactly.
understand about this data. Well, really anything. If I'm incredibly heteronormative about this, the majority of heterosexual relationships, women end up being primary caregivers of their children.
Mhm.
If you can juggle children,
Yeah.
how the fuck shouldn't you have every job?
Great
You should-
multitasker
I
work.
mean, you could do most of the men I know can only do one thing at a time, and they do it mediocre.
I was going to say, I could
so
barely do
that their-
0.4 things at
Their
once.
partners end up doing more of it. Like my wife, because I'm the caregiver, her classic thing is she like badly loads the dishwasher, badly does the laundry, and then is like, oh, I'll get it done eventually. And meanwhile, I end up doing it all. So why are we hiring all these people?
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse knows, Matt.
I you don't have to preach to the choir here.
All right, come on. I'm
All
exhausted.
right. Second headline: Fast fashion's curious comeback.
Wait, it
Oh.
went away?
It was away for like a
Yeah.
year.
Apparently it did for a hot second. But
Oh.
here's the thing
I
that I'm
don't like this
picking up
headline.
on out of
Yeah.
this. So one of the first lines of this article is saying that they polled Gen Zers and
Okay.
their first choice shopping destination for going out clothes is Shein. That's their number
Oh,
one pick.
no.
Shein.
I didn't even know that's
Which-
how you pronounced it. That's how stupid I am.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know
Just
we
think it was
covered-
shine.
Yeah, I would have said shine.
It ends with an N.
Well, yeah.
I don't know much
Okay.
about that company.
That's
Is it?
not what's important here.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no, it is because
It
we're
is.
we're
We have
we are
no
free
idea.
flow. We are obsessed with companies.
This
and
was
So
brands.
actually my prediction for the year that fast fashion was going down. So
Yeah.
Please
all
let Jesse
right.
finish.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Ari's getting nervous over here because my headline says it's having a comeback. Well, let me just explain to you that
Yeah.
one of the viral trends on TikTok are Gen Zers getting these massive packages of Shein clothes and like dumping them out and trying them all on. Like they'll get
What the
50,
fuck is TikTok?
Oh my
60
god.
things
I hate
and
viral
try them
shit.
on and they can afford it because they're like $2 to $5, $8 each. So it's terrible.
Okay.
But what I'm picking up on this is that this is the same generation where in all of the studies prioritizes sustainability and the environment. So I'm really confused where the disconnect is here. Like, oh, you really need to look hot going out? Is it because we have hot chat 3000s and we need to look so hot going out that
I was a 7.4 on hot chat.
Jesse's unraveling.
Those values
I'm
out
not
the
worried
window.
about that at all.
I'm confused. What the hell, Gen Z?
This is why the Republicans and conservatives say that it's all virtue signaling. That's why they say that, right?
It's just exhausting. I mean, obviously, I'm exhausted.
Isn't this a Chinese company?
Yes,
Can we
Shein.
ban them?
Shein is a
ban them with
Chinese
TikTok?
company.
Oh yeah, ban them like TikTok.
Yep.
Oh, well, just why don't we just ban everything
Ban
coming
China.
out of China? Just ban,
Ban China.
And after we're done with China,
That
we can
gets rid
ban
of
somewhere
all
else.
Problem is they'll still be manufacturing. You know,
Yeah, but then it won't say it's a Chinese company, and we'll feel better about it.
It'll be
Anyways.
American-made garbage clothing.
I'm just confused.
Trash.
I'm
Trash.
confused that Gen Zers can't make this connection and can't chill the hell out when they need to find they're going out. Just
Give them
borrow
a break.
friends.
Hey, Jesse, give
Borrow
them a break.
friends'
They didn't create the
clothes.
problems they're facing, so give them a break, all right?
Let's just bring back like trading clothes. You know, when you would like steal your siblings' clothes or
Well,
your friends.
Maybe if they were infected with a motherhood penalty, they could afford better clothes, and
They couldn't buy investment pieces.
They could go to Goodwill.
All right, next and last headline, one of the nearest and dearest issues to my heart.
Oh no.
The companies behind Forever Chemicals, which I've
Oh.
covered at nauseum, covered up the dangers for decades.
Of course.
For decades. They knew, and they
Who is
decided
this?
not to
3M?
reveal it. So just like big
DuPont.
tobacco, just like big oil, companies like DuPont and 3M knew the threat to
That's
the
right.
environment,
They knew.
to the public, and they covered it up. How do you guys feel about that?
Not great.
I feel like
Exhausted.
isn't that par for the course? I don't
Yeah.
feel exhausted
but
by
they've
that.
known it since
don't?
the 60s.
Yeah, they've known about climate change since for almost as long. So the scientists in the 30s were talking about climate change, and they've known about like big tobacco forever.
I was gonna
too.
say,
I don't know.
yeah, it's hard to beat big tobacco at this game.
Yeah.
Well,
this
let
is-
me just read a direct quote and maybe
All
it
right,
will
go ahead.
sway you.
It's not going to.
DuPont had evidence of PFAS toxicity from internal animal and occupational studies that they did not publish in the scientific literature and failed to report their findings to the EPA as required
Not
under the
surprising.
Toxic Substances Control Act. These documents were all marked as confidential, and in some cases, industry executives are explicit that they wanted this memo destroyed.
Oh, but it was just a memo. It wasn't a report. It was
Where
a
were the
memo.
whistleblowers? I'm a little
This
disappointed.
so messed
Is that a
up.
They were
generational
too busy
thing?
dumping out 60 outfits from Shein.
Plus,
or
there weren't
Shine
whistleblower
or-
protections then.
I just don't
Who
even know.
needs
Like, it's
protections to
harmful
stand
for
up
all
for
their
what's right?
employees, and then they see it getting. Well, I mean, obviously they're profiting from it being disseminated into all, like our makeup, our toilet paper, our food. our
But Jesse, are
cooking
you really
utensils.
are you surprised by
Don't
this
wear
or just
makeup
exhausted by
and white
this?
gloves.
I'm not surprised. I'm
Okay.
exhausted by it.
Okay.
I gotta keep talking about it because nobody. I'm not nobody, but we aren't realizing how pervasive it is. Like literally just months ago, the EPA set limits on how much PFAS could be in our water. It's in our drinking water.
Yeah.
Like every time you take a sip
That's
of
why
water,
it tastes so good.
just be
Wait.
like, "Hey, PFAS."
Jesse, you're not allowed to
Hey.
Jesse, you have to let the headlines do the talking and do the exhausting. You're not allowed to then exhaust us by
Right.
keep going
That's
on.
the
I
idea.
thought that's what I was
That's-
here
this
for.
No,
is-
you're tricky. You're being too tricky here.
All right.
But to me, this is an easy vote for me. Easy.
Here's your roundup. The motherhood penalty, fast fashion's come back. and
Easy.
PFA cover up.
No
Fuck.
doubt for me.
Okay,
It's
you go
motherhood
first.
penalty. No doubt. Motherhood
Really?
penalty.
Interesting. Mine's fast fashion.
All right,
Oh
Matt.
wow, it comes down to me, huh? Well,
I mean,
I'm not-
penalizing women for giving life. Come on, what are we doing here?
I don't understand.
But
There is no world if that stops.
But look, the story of the reason why Gen Z is interested in fast fashion is for TikTok, right? Like it's almost like
And it's cheap.
Yeah, sure, but it doesn't it make it more terrible when you just fuse it with terrible social media? That to
Yes.
me is exhausting.
Sure.
The motherhood
Yes.
penalty we've known about for a million years, and
That's why I'm
it's terrible,
exhausted.
and I'm
That's why
not
I'm exhausted.
because we have gender power gap data, and we can show some level of like
Yeah, and I'm exhausted by it. Thank you.
and forever chemicals being covered up. It's like, of course they were covered up.
I just don't
everything's
want to
covered
give.
up.
I don't want to give Jesse a win on that one. I
I'm,
can't.
I'm actually excited for what Free Float covers up eventually. What should we cover up eventually? Like there's got to be something. So I'm going to go with fast fashion. That's what I'm
Oh.
going to go with, and that is the correct answer.
That is
Damien,
the correct answer.
Wrong.
Ari, and Matt. Damien.
Who would have you voted for, Jesse? What
Ari,
would,
Matt.
would have been your story of the week there? Too late. Let's
I
move
don't know.
on. All right. Let's move on, Matt.
She's exhausted.
When she said I knew we were in
Was it?
trouble.
It wasn't fast enough. All right.
Come on.
Here we go. Who
Winners.
won the week?
I think Jesse just won the week.
Jesse did not win the week. I have Board Sabermetrics as the winner of the week
Why?
because of this quote. No board of directors in a non-controlled company is going to allow the CEO of an enterprise to stay running the enterprise if those things were truthful. Thank you, Bobby Kotick,
Fair.
for
Well, let me-
reminding us why Board Sabermetrics
Why
wins
we're needed.
all the time.
Well, let me go next because mine is actually pretty similar. So my winner is Constellation Brands, which so because of this whole woke war nonsense, it's not, American beer companies like Bud Light, American beer brands, they're going to be losing to a Mexican beer.
Oh, I love
Right?
that. Which do we hate more?
So-
Woke or Mexicans? That's
The
what we-
distributor of Mexican beer, and I'm mostly looking at Corona, is Constellation Brands. They distribute it here in the U.S. Constellation Brands is actually the Sands brothers, and according
Aw.
to your regular ESG data, like MSCI data, the Sands brothers only own 14% of the ownership. So what's the big deal, right? They don't control anything. But according to our data, the Sands brothers have a combined 71% influence over Constellation Brands. So there you go.
Nicely done.
They should
The-
just change the name to Sands.
Sands brothers, absolutely.
Yep.
That's
well,
my winner.
I got the North Face as the
Woo.
winner of the week here.
Ooh.
You know,
Why? Because it's summer?
the parallel with Bud Light and their whole debacle with
Mhm.
inauthentic marketing, it just makes the North Face look good and makes Bud Light and
Wait,
companies
why?
like Bud Light look even worse.
Why are they
Because-
in the news? What happened?
Well, Matt, take it away.
Yeah, they
They doubled down.
they
Yeah.
They
Ari
got
only
canceled
partially paid attention.
by
I'm
the
excited.
anti-woke
yesterday.
because they have a trans or no, a
Okay.
drag performer
Sure.
who's selling their Summer of Pride campaign. This is the
Okay.
second year she's done it. So obviously the anti-woke went bananas and said cancel the North Face. But the North Face actually just doubled down. Instead of saying it was just like one Instagram post, it was one can.
Mhm.
The North Face said
F you.
Two
basically,
cans.
F you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And
Anyone else? Jesse?
Yeah, I have a winner. It's actually Patagonia. North
Ooh.
Face's
Not the
rival.
drag performer.
Not
I know why.
Patagonia. Yeah.
I know why you picked Patagonia. Go ahead.
Why?
Because I tagged an article where they are the most trusted brand in the country. No.
Yeah, they have the
Wow.
best reputation.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most trusted brand in
Well,
the country.
when you give away your company to the planet, you kind of.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
love
Kinda
it.
helps.
Love Patagonia.
Predictions.
I'll go.
I have a really long prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first. Go quickly, because I want to plug our Fringe show again. If anyone actually listens to this show, so we'll be performing 4 shows in Portland, Maine, Business Pants Corporate Theater, and my prediction is that our sketch is gonna be so horribly boring that someone's gonna punch me in the face.
Yes.
Aw.
I mean, here's the rub. Here's the weird part of the sketch,
Can I do it?
which I'm very uncomfortable about, is that we're trying to be boring. So it's really, it's gonna be a nightmare.
I mean,
Do you
in
think it's gonna-
fairness, the name of the sketch is The Boring Company.
Yeah, so we are satiring Elon Musk's The Boring Company because they have, according to all news reports and their website, they have accomplished basically nothing. So we are satiring that company, and the sketch it's hard to even rehearse. It's so boring. So I hope you come out and support us.
Hopefully, it's not one of us that punches you.
No, it's fine. I
That's
don't care. I want my prediction to come true, so
You
it's
don't-
fine.
You don't usually hear cells like that.
All right. Well, I predict this year's hottest Christmas gift.
Wait,
Ooh,
we're on
a
Christmas.
gift in
So if-
June.
Can the Jews tune out right now? Can I go make my lunch?
Well, Hanukkah, don't you have like 7 days?
Oh
of
right,
gifts or
okay,
whatever?
yeah,
So
sure,
you do,
okay,
yeah.
It gets
Hanukkah, right.
expensive.
Christmas
So
Junior, you
this
mean?
is
Yeah.
This is more like Christmas appropriate, I think.
Uh-huh.
It was unveiled yesterday on Insta by Mark Zuckerberg. Zuck
Mhm.
showed us his new VR headset. Apple is revealing their new headset next week,
Right.
but Zuck's headset will start at $500 compared to Apple's estimated $3,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
But
So
we know
I-
but Apple's will be better, obviously,
Oh,
right?
obvious.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, they don't have Mark
Obviously.
Zuckerberg controlling every decision, so.
Right. So I believe that this coming Christmas, Meta's
Stop
Quest
saying Christmas.
3 will be the most buy now, pay latered item.
Oh,
You think people are going to buy this? You think people are interested in this crap?
I don't only think people are going to buy this. I think they're going to buy now, pay later.
Okay.
It's gonna be all the targeted ads.
a
on
weird prediction.
Instagram.
It's a very weird prediction. All right.
There's multiple layers there.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack.
Can I go first? Can I go next?
Yeah.
Before
You can go
talk
first. Yeah, go
forever?
first.
Okay, after my prediction, after riding in Matt's new Ionic, I'm gonna be even more depressed that my husband leases.
That
a
is
Tesla.
correct.
Why can't you
will
give
be.
your Tesla back? I don't understand you.
You're going to be even
I
more
think it's
depressed.
expensive to
Give
break
it
the lease.
back.
I don't know.
Give it back. Hey,
All
I'm
right.
I'm excited, Matt. I looked up your new car. I think I might be joining the Hyundai
too.
the Hyundai
The
Wave.
The Hyundais are, look, I'm not a shill, and it's a great car. It's
Yeah.
really good, and I don't care about cars. All right, here's my really long prediction. You
Oh
ready?
God. Yeah.
Strap in. An anti-woke Twitterer will read that Ruger, the firearms manufacturer, has an ethics policy somewhere buried on their website, and I found it and I've linked to it, that includes a discrimination and harassment clause that states, quote, the company's legal compliance requirements include prohibiting discrimination against any employer applicant for their gender, gender identity, gender expression, pregnancy, sexual orientation.
Mhm.
This will get them furious. They will then proceed to shoot their Ruger guns with Smith
Oh.
& Wesson guns, before realizing that Smith & Wesson has an ESG charter, which establishes an ESG committee at the board that focuses on, among other things, diversity and inclusion.
Mhm.
And the anti-woke will obviously have no choice at this point, since all their guns are woke, but to blow
Oh wait, how do
their
you shoot
guns
your
up-
guns? How's Kid Rock going to shoot his gun?
It'd be a great video.
Yeah.
But to blow their guns up using a landmine, just to be safe. So they got to go find landmines. However, they actually find out that Olin, who's one of the largest manufacturers of landmines, has
Oh,
a
no.
sustainability strategy that
Oh, no.
includes, quote, upholding our Olin values and governance standards as we amplify our culture of inclusion
Oh no.
and cultivate our diverse workforce.
Oh
At this point, every anti-woker dies. Just like the zombies at the end of World War Z. They like starve to death outside, trying to breathe in because they realize the gays are everywhere. They're just everywhere.
You should perform this at the Fringe show.
I'm saying this whole
Mac can do it solo.
this is the next. Have the corporate theater do this
I'm
next.
exhausted.
because there's a lot going on here.
That's a
it.
big prediction.
That's my prediction. That's our Friday show. That's Damian Rollis and Ari the Data Queen and Jesse the Money Whisperer. I am full of BS. Until next week. Next week I'm only here Monday, probably not Friday, maybe. But most of the week I'm gone. So you'll just have these rooms to deal with. Until then, goodbye.